So as Formula V make their way back onto the circuit for their final race of the day, the third and final heat, we managed to catch up with a couple of the drivers in that pre-race press conference earlier on. Let's see what their comments were.
Well, Greg, staying with DOE Formula V's and Theodore Vermaak, who's heavily involved in the sponsorship, getting things together in the organisation. Theodore, all your work off track is paying off, but how's it going on track?
On track, it's going very good. I think the first event for us wasn't very successful because I made 1 point for that weekend. But now we're getting back in the swing of things, and with our 3 heats here in PE, we can make up some points again. So it's going good.
Well, good luck on that one. Peter Hills, who is as old as the Hills, I don't even want to say that, Peter, but you know, when the Dead Sea was just sick, you started Formula V's. Peter, a stalwart of the class, but highly competitive. What keeps you going year after year in this?
Well, that's a difficult question. I obviously enjoy my motorsport. I've got my sons racing with me, and I climb in the car and I can keep up with the youngsters. In fact, this morning I was the quickest, so I'm happy.
You're a happy camper. Brandon, what about you, my mate?
Yeah, I guess the same thing. I actually can't pick something that tells you what keeps you bringing you back, but I mean, it's the love of the sport, the adrenaline in the car.
Maybe the old motocross days or something like that.
Yeah, maybe this is how we grew up on the track all the time. So yeah, this is how we're living now, and yeah.
And before we wrap, your feelings about the Aldo Scribante circuit?
Love it. The first time I came here, I actually got the W. So we came here last year, got a 3rd overall. So we're going to try again to get the podium and see what we can do. But love the track.
Good luck, guys. Give it hell out there. I'm sure the crowd is going to enjoy it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Over to you, Greg.
Thanks, Dave. Yeah, closing race of the day, dying light. It dies out here quite quickly, so hopefully we've got enough time there. And of course, on the left-hand side, on the top of that shot, you can see Dave Peterson's 2 biggest fans. Link Online helping us out with all our connectivity today. A big, massive thanks to them and to all the sponsors involved today, including new ones joining up with Formula V this weekend. A big welcome to Universal Oil Group, who have joined Start My Car, DOE and Bridgestone. And of course, first race, part and parcel of the Formula V Championship as well. As they come to the line, the National Championship stands like this. Greg Wilson leads it out on 101 points. Gert van der Berg is on 99. Lucian Ramchunda, with that great effort, has moved up to 93 points in 3rd. Peter Hills is on 4th with 84. And that DNF for Lendl Janssen has cost him dearly. He's dropped down to 5th place on 77 points. In the association class, Yusuf Kotza leads out with 60 points, ahead of Carl Watt in 2nd. Theo Vermaak is in 3rd on 45, but Roy Douglas is there as well, equal and tied in 3rd place on 43. As we head into heat number 3 now of DOE Formula V. Stand by for the race action now. We got a green flag, 30-second turns to 5, 5 turns to lights on. Lights off and racing, here we go. The final race of the day. Techno SA are in the house with first race. And those Bridgestone tyres will take about a lap to get up to temperature. And up to optimum performance will take about 2 laps. But once they are there, we're in for another epic battle here, as we've seen in the first 2 heats for the DOE Formula Vs. Heading into turn 1, everybody gets through there safe and sound. Chopping and changing, but at the front end, it's Peter Hills once again who leads out. Van der Berg is 2nd. 3rd place looks like it's Ramchunda, who's moved up into the 3rd spot. Theo Vermaak with a really good start, tucked in right behind Van der Linde. Van der Linde at this point, the man who's always been the sort of the middle of the pack and in between those 2 packs of races. This time he's under attack from Theo Vermaak as they get under braking for the hairpin. Vermaak has a big dive on the inside, but Van der Linde sees him coming and shuts the door. Hills from Van der Berg, Lucian Ramchunda, Brandon Hills, and tucked in behind that looks like it's Greg Wilson, championship leader. He's in the 5 spot on track at the moment. But Peter Hills right now is trying to keep it all together for the last couple of laps here, and it's 10 of them in anger. The first 1 of 10 now completed. Across the line, it's 9 cars basically within half a second of each other. It's how tight Formula V usually gets. It's normally about 6 or 7 cars that will fight for the lead. There's 5 of them at the moment, and Hills leads them out. Hills, Van der Berg, Ramchunda, Hills, Wilson, Sean van der Linde with the second pack now. He's got Vermaak and Kotze right on his tail. Theo Vermaak trying to turn things around there with Josef Kotze in the association battle. Lendl Janssen is coming through the field, but he's only up to 7th or 8th place. He's got to get through there on Kotze if he can. He has a big dive into the hairpin. Kotze sees him coming, shuts the door. Not going to make it easy for the bull security man. He's going to be fighting hard to try and get to that front pack. Right now he's 4th in the second pack. Carl Watts on his tail. Kotze not making it easy for himself. And not making it easy for Lendl. Van der Linde crosses the line, still in the 5 spot, and still looking for a chance to just get up close and personal with those first 5 cars. He's tried all day to be there, just there or thereabouts, but just not able to get to that top. There you see a change up as Kotze now loses out to Lendl Janssen getting the drive onto the straight. Van den Berg now putting the pressure onto Peter Hills. Same thing can be said there from Brandon Hills' point of view. He's now applying the pressure onto the back end of Lucian Ramchanda in the Liqui Moly car. Brandon Hills was quickest on that last pass, 109.2. So he's looking like he's going to be the man to keep an eye on as Hills looks to try and wrap us up for the day. He said he wanted to get the overall. He wanted to win, and that's what he's going to try everything he can to get. Up towards Beacon Corner. And as they come out of that one, another lap down. And that's going to be 7 to go. This time out, Sean van der Linde looks like he was the quickest. 108.6 there from Sean van der Linde trying to get that gap down. Ramchanda under big pressure from both Wilson and Hills. Hills was looking right, Wilson was looking left. Ramchanda just put his car right in the middle of both of them. Wasn't going to let them have any room to play. Here they come, sweeping through and back up towards the top of the hill they come. And into the hairpin. Great drive here from the Mangaza boys all day long. Brandon Hills on the back end of Ramchanda looking for a chance possibly to get ahead of Ramchanda and onto the podium. Look for the overall victory on the day. That's what he'll be hunting for. Peter Hills just absolutely sailing around here at the moment. He's had a fantastic race day. And with 6 to go, is trying to control it. And by controlling it, I say that by putting in the fastest lap of the race so far. So it's Hills who comes through with a 108.158. Nice run there. And now we're coming into the S's again. Hills, a bit more pressure coming out of Gert van den Berg. Van den Berg will definitely want a victory here today. Try and keep himself in the hunt for the championship. Looking at Lendl Janssen's progress, he's still stuck behind Theo Vermaak. And see he's just got through there in the background. And here we go. Awesome stuff from Sean van der Linde, who's now almost onto the back end of Greg Wilson, our championship leader. And putting the hand up there, that is Gavea, Aldo Gavea getting past again. A lot quicker than in the first 2 heats though, so there must be a problem there on Gavea's car. Halfway stage, 5 to go. This is a good run to the line here for these cars. And now into turn 1 they go with Lucian Ramchanda. Van der Linde realizing that it's not going to be really too much of an issue to fight it out with Lendl Janssen. He knows he's a lot quicker than himself. So doing the gentlemanly thing there and moving out the way to allow the Bull security car and Volkswagen Silver Oaks to get through relatively unhindered. And if he can close that gap down, Wilson won't do the same. Greg Wilson is definitely not going. Oh, problems. Is that van der Berg? Yes, it is. Kat van der Berg slowing into the closing stages. 4.5 laps to go, and van der Berg is pulled to the sideline. So the man who would be king again with the number 1 plate on his car has dropped out of the run for the front and allowing Peter Hills now a clean and clear run to the line. 4 to go. 4 laps to go now for Peter Hills. Look at the gap he's got. 3.5 seconds between Hills and his son Brandon. I say that, but it's actually Ramchundra whose transponder didn't pick up there. And it says that it's Hills and Hills, but it's actually Hills and Ramchundra, then Brandon Hills. So I'm not quite sure why Ramchundra's transponder didn't pick up, but he's definitely there in second place. Heading to the top and into the hairpin again. Ramchundra trying to keep off Brandon Hills, who's now got a little bit more pressure on himself coming from Wilson and from Lendl Janssen. Pity to lose Gert van der Berg there, that's for sure, but Peter Hills is thinking, well, I'm not worried about that. I'm worried about just maintaining here. There's a move on the inside coming out of Lendl Janssen, and he's through. He's got ahead of Greg Wilson. He thanks Wilson for the bit of room that was given there. I don't think Greg Wilson wanted to give that away too easily. He's waving there saying thanks as they go down the main straightaway. Wilson's going to try and come back at him now. Or is he? He has a look. Not quite able to make it stick though as he goes into the S's. Ramchundra still hanging on for second. Brandon Hills in third. He's on the podium. That's where he wanted to be. We heard that from him just before this race started. The win is what he wanted, but I don't know if he's got enough to get the win. Looks like Dad's going to be taking a double here. 2 out of 3 for Peter Hills, as they got 2.5 laps to go. Starting the penultimate lap there for Mangaza Racing. It's Peter Hills. Here they come into the Schaeffler S as the battle for second place. Has Brandon got something special? Has he held back to pounce now? Or is it a case of that Liqui Moly car could hang on? Coming up on Dave Austin. Some famous racing colours there. But will that slower car dictate anything going or changing here in the closing stages with a corner and 1 lap to go? I don't think Hills is going to be hindered too much. Will it change things up for that second place battle? Ramchundra hanging on. Brandon Hills, Lendl Janssen. Lendl Janssen needs to get on the podium. Try and bring back some of those valuable championship points and get himself back into the hunt. The DNF in race 2 has been a costly one for him. So second place comes out of the Schaeffler S's and still in the hands of Lucian Ramchundra. They're catching up to back markers here rapidly. They're going to overtake Gavaya again. Aldo Gavaya just circulating, trying to get as many points as possible. Aldo going to try and stay out of harm's way here. It's not going to be easy through Chevy Sweep with a big pack starting to close him down. He'll hold on to the inside line, let them go around the outside. Into the final corner now for the last time. And Peter Hills has done it all right. He hit the front and has not looked back since. And the flag is out for the win. Ramchand is going to get second. Third place just goes to Brandon Hills, with Lionel Janssen only 0.03 of a second behind him. It's a good run there from Greg Wilson for a top 5 again. It should keep him in the hunt, and it should keep him at the front of the championship as well for the national side of things. Theo Vermaak wins out there ahead of Yusuf Kotze and Carl Watt. Might change a couple of things up there, but I think Yusuf Kotze will still hang on to the lead of the association championship. There are your unofficial results. Hills, Ramchanda and Hills, your top 3. And Theo Vermaak wins out over Kotze and Watt, 7th, 8th and 9th place, but 1, 2 and 3 in the association class.